Hello everyone, myself Rohan Singh and welcome back to my channel. So previously we were short with one topic, that is comments, right? So let's discuss that today. So first we'll just have a quick recap that what we have already completed. Okay, so basically we started with the compilation process, right? Means how the compiler, interpreter, that is JVM, and how does the execution takes place. Then we completed class, right? Then the main method, and then we started with the variable declaration. Okay, so basically what was the syntax for variable declaration? First we need to give the type, then we need to give the name of the variable, then equals to literal or expression, right? So it's up to us. And what is the difference between literal and expression? Literal were fixed value, means directly giving the value, for example 5, 10, 25, something like that. And expression means we were referencing to someone else value, right? For example, int y is equals to x, so y is referencing the value that is given to x, right? So we completed till here. So now we'll see what are comments. Okay, so basically, yes, so over here I say that comments are statements that are not executed by the compiler and interpreter. So what do I mean by not executed? So first of all, comments are something that we write and means just to describe a program. For example, I write some line, but you don't want that compiler should not look into this portion. Okay, so means compiler should ignore this. So compiler and interpreter ignores the sentence, or we can say ignore the line that is described as comments. So first of all, how do we declare a comments, right? So there are two ways of declaring comments. Okay, we'll see both of them. First, let's discuss the theory portion. So the second point over here says that it can be used to provide information or explanation about the variables, methods, classes, or any statements. So we'll see what are the uses, and it is also used for hiding a program code. So for now it won't be clear, right? So let's discuss this thing in detail. So let's move on to our Eclipse, and over here this was our first program, right? So what was this program doing? Just hold on, we'll just run this program and we'll see. Yes, so what will be the output? Java space programming. And why there is a space? Because we have gave the space over here. And why it is not printing the programming word in the next line? Because there is no ln over here, right? So now let's move further. So first of all, what are comments? As I said, whenever we mark something as comments, then the line, or we can say the complete block of code, is being ignored by the compiler or interpreter. Okay, so first of all, how do we declare a line or means a block of code as comments, right? So there are two types of comments. So the first one is single line comment, and the second one is multi-line comments. Okay, so for example, I just want to hide, or just want to write one line as a comment, so you can use the single line comment syntax. So for declaring as a line as a comment, you need to just give 2/. Okay, so like this. Okay, so this 2// says that this line will be commented, so this line won't be seen by the compiler or interpreter. So compiler will only see the line that is sixth line, right? Because it will be ignoring this line. Okay, so you can write anything over here and it won't give you any kind of error. Okay, so let's see how does this work. Okay, so over here, if I say this is a comment by saying, by giving the 2//, right? So now this line is being commented out. So now what will happen? Compiler will, sorry, interpreter will search for main method. It is found at the fifth line. There is nothing because it has been commented out, right? Now it will move to the sixth line. Sixth line says that println programming. So let's print this. See, the Java is not being printed because this complete line is now being commented out. So for over here in this commented line you can write any stuff like this. Okay, so or you can say the line below will be printing programming. So in this way you will be saying that, means you are documenting your program. For example, you are describing your program, that what the program actually does. Okay, so now if you give this code to any naive programmer or any reader, okay, so he can understand by seeing to this comment that what the line 6th will be doing. So as I said, now if you have gave this program to someone, then he will say first read this, the line below will be printing programming. Okay, what is the line below? Okay, 6th line. So now this 6th line will be printing the word programming, right? So in this way you are just documenting your program, right? So you are saying the reader that what your program actually does, so it will be more readable and more useful for the reader, right? So that's the reason why comments are mostly used. Okay, so here we discuss how do we declare a single line comments, right? Now we'll see what are multi-line comments. Okay, so now over here I have said that now there are no comments. So if I just run this program, there will be Java space programming, right? Like this. Now what if I want to comment multiple line? For example, I have got hundreds of line and I want to just comment that out. Okay, so instead of doing this to each and every line, this will be very cumbersome, right? So instead of doing this, you can just say a forward slash and a asterisk mask, sorry, and at the end of your statement, means the block of code you want to comment out. So for example, I just want to comment out from this line to this line. So I'll say I'll start with this forward slash and a asterisk mark. Okay, and I'll end this as asterisk forward slash. Okay, now this line, means the block inside these two quotes, are now being commented out. So now the code inside this will be ignored by the compiler. Okay, now let's see what is the output. The output is nothing, right? Because there is nothing to print, or the main method is saying nothing, because the code that we have wrote before is now being commented out, right? So it won't be visible to the compiler or interpreter. So which means the compiler and interpreter will be ignoring the block of code inside this block, right? So how do we declare a single line comment? Single line like this, right? And over here the comment, the stuff inside this will be commented out, right? So you can write anything inside at this line, right? Now for example, you have block of code. Okay, so how do you declare this block of code as a comment, right? Now for example, you can say yes, so now this will comment out the complete section. Instead of doing this to each line, you can just say this, right? So this means you are starting a multi-line comments. Okay, yes. So now what is the use case, right? So over here this line is clear that the compiler and interpreter will be ignoring this stuff. Okay, now what is the use case? One use case we saw, that we can document our program, right? Means it will be easy for the reader, that is it makes your program readable, right? The comments are used for making your program more readable and understandable, right? Complete. Now the third line over here says that it can be used to hide your program code. For example, you have written a multiple lines of code. Okay, now you don't want this code to be executed. Okay, so now instead of doing like deleting all the lines, you can just say comment this complete code. Okay, now this code will be ignored by the compiler, right? So now if you again want this code to be alive, then you just need to remove this. Okay, now what if the comments were not there? Okay, so for example, the same example, you took multiple lines of code, right? Now you don't want these lines of code to be executed, so what you will do, you will just delete this, right? But what if you now after some time you want this code to again be executed. So now you again need to write the code again, right? So instead of doing the deletion, you can just say that comment this section, okay, and if you further need this section, you can just say, you can just delete this, right? Yes, now your code is again alive, right? So clear to everyone? Yes. So the comment section means the comment topic is very small, so and it is very easy also, right? So it won't be hard to understand, right? Because there is nothing like nothing that you need to put your head really into, right? So it's a easy topic, so it will be very clear, right? Yes. So in our next section we'll be starting with the data type that we already said in our previous video, right? Yes, so we'll discuss data type in the next video. So thank you for watching this video, and if you like the video, please share and subscribe. Thank you.